Alright, what's good? Back at it with Knockout MMA. And for this video, I'm going to break it down on what's good in the lightweight division. And right now, this is the hottest division in the UFC. So, basically, I'm going to talk about what I think should happen and what's best for the division right now. Just because it's literally the hottest division in the UFC. And yeah, it's on fire right now. So basically right now we got McGregor coming back. Supposedly he says he's going to defend his title, but should be against Ferguson because Tony Ferguson has the interim title. So I don't care what anyone says. Anyone saying Nate Diaz versus Conor is a possibility is fucking retarded. That makes no sense. Anyone with the interim title deserves the actual title shot right away. There's no such thing as defending an interim title. That's fucking bullshit. So the only fight to make for the title here is Tony versus Conor, and that's it. There's no other way around it. So yeah, it's pretty much what Tony Ferguson said, defend or vacate, and I totally side by that 100%. And yeah, so that's what's up. Conor needs to fucking defend his belt or vacate, and that's my opinion. And aside from that, there's hella other fights going down. We got Poirier versus Pettis coming up on the fight night coming up soon. So I think for that, I'm predicting Dustin Poirier to win by decision, and that's because Pettis is looking pretty rusty. But yeah, Dustin Poirier, he's looking solid. Like, he was fucking winning against Eddie Alvarez up until Eddie fucking disqualified himself like a fucking retard. But yeah, up until that point, he was fucking looking solid, and that was like a fucking UFC champ right there. So Mcgregor fucking wiped him out, and Dustin was looking solid. So I don't see either of Dustin Poirier or Pettis actually getting a title shot anytime soon, or if ever, just because that division is so stacked. But in the future, I want to see fucking the winner of Khabib versus Edson Barboza fight for the title, and whoever wins that should be up next. And I think whoever wins that should fight the winner of McGregor versus Ferguson. So for the McGregor-Ferguson fight, if it does go down, they said it was going to go down in around March 18th. Or not March 18th, well, somewhere in March of 2018. So big optimistic here, hoping that shit goes down. Hoping there's no bullshit going on. But yeah, the way I see that fight playing now is fucking first round, you know, Conor's going to have the advantage. He always looks good in the first couple rounds until he gasses out, of course, which he tends to do. But I see it's going to be kind of like the Diaz fight where Ferguson, all he has to do is prove he has a granite chin and just fucking survive those first two rounds, and then the fight is his. If Ferguson can survive the first two rounds, he's going to win the fight, in my opinion. He's got better cardio, in my opinion. He's way more versatile, more well-rounded. He can fucking submit Conor probably better than Diaz even could, to be honest. Because he just got a black belt, too. Tony Ferguson just got a black belt, so he's proven he's well-rounded as fuck. And, yeah, as for Conor knocking out Tony Ferguson, that is possible, you know. Tony Ferguson does fucking put his chin up, as we saw in the Kevin Lee fight. So I think that's might be the reason McGregor fucking accepts the fight. But he was also kind of he was kind of fucking putting down Ferguson, exposing him for getting such low PvP sales, because apparently the fucking Tony Ferguson Kevin Lee fight only got like 100,000 pay-per-view buys, which is pretty fucking low. So if McGregor accepts that fight, it's going to be him pretty much like carrying the whole card, because Ferguson has proven he's definitely not a draw mainstream yet, but anyone who fights McGregor is going to become a draw. That's what we saw with Diaz. Diaz wasn't actually a draw like before, but until he fought McGregor, then he became a bigger draw. So it's gonna work the same way. Plus Ferguson is way more legit. He's fucking like, he's beat everyone in fucking Killer's Row, which is the lightweight division. I call it Killer's Row just because it's it's where all the killers are at, dude. It's the lightweight division. It's the fucking hottest division in the UFC. But yeah, he's proven he's beaten all of them except for Khabib at this point. But you know, Khabib is he's fucked up enough. He needs to fight Barboza before he does anything again because he's hella unreliable. And we all know McGregor doesn't want to deal with someone unreliable like that. You know, he's already had enough of that shit with Aldo once. When he had to fight Chad Mendes, that wasn't planned, so yeah, enough of that though. Fucking, if Ferguson beats McGregor, then fuck, that would be fucking crazy, dude. The one way I see Ferguson winning is fucking like survives Conor McGregor's like first couple rounds, fucking tires him out, and then gets like a Darth choke or some shit. And if the fight goes to decision, which I don't really see it happening, it's kind of unlikely. I see fucking Ferguson winning, but there is an exception. If the fight is really close, they're gonna give it to Conor just because of politics, of course, just to like, because you know Dana White will save Conor's ass whenever he can, of course, because Conor's a fucking cash cow, so that's expected. So I think Ferguson knows that for him to win the fight, he has to either finish Conor or fucking absolutely dominate him, like kind of the way Cody Garbrandt dominated Dominic Cruz, where it was kind of undeniable, even though it went to decision and shit, and he wasn't the defending champ. It was like the kind of decision where you just have to give him the belt. So I think he knows what he's up against here. Tony Ferguson isn't just up against McGregor, he's kind of up against the whole UFC and Dana White and everyone else involved, just because McGregor winning is literally in the best interests of the UFC as a whole, and I think Tony Ferguson understands this. But props to him for just fucking calling out McGregor and kind of cornering him in a way where at this point, if McGregor fucking backs down or he doesn't fight Tony, he's gonna look like a total bitch. And personally think if he tries to fucking avoid Tony and go for some Diaz trilogy bullshit, he's gonna look like a total bitch. First of all, he's already had his big money fight with fucking Mayweather. There's really, the whole money fight shit shouldn't really be at the forefront anymore. This is more about like legacy at this point. And yeah, Tony Ferguson, like, he's completely justified in everything he's said and everything he's done at this point. If he doesn't get the Conor fight next, he should basically just be giving the fucking title. Like, he doesn't have to fight anyone more. He's on a 10-fight win streak on the hardest division in the UFC. That's like a record, you know? Tony Ferguson, in like a lot of respects, is like one of the greatest as it is. Like, considering who he's beat, yeah, he's fucking like, he's one of the best right now. So that's what it is for the lightweight division. A couple other fights in the lightweight division I want to touch on are, you got fucking Justin Gaethje versus Eddie Alvarez. The way I see that panning out is I see Justin Gaethje winning that fight. And the reason is they're kind of both just like brawlers, you know? And it really will go up to the chance. It will be up to chance. Like, whoever gets a lucky hit will fucking win. So that's how I see that going. But I'll definitely, once that fight comes around, I'll definitely talk about it more. So yeah, that's what's up with the lightweight division. Super fucking on fire right now. Once they announce the date of McGregor-Ferguson, I will also touch on that as well. But for now, that's just all I wanted to say. Just my opinion on, you know, if I was a promoter, how I would play things out. So yeah, just keep an eye out for the next one, and like, subscribe. Knockout MMA. I'm out.